So that's not something that a pregnant principal is going to want to deal with. I love how the pregnant principal is doing cheerleading. Okay. Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Heathwyn and we are back to play some more of the Whimsy Story Legacy Challenge, and today we are starting Generation 3. So in our last episode, Wren, who is our Generation 2 sim, got married as an elder, and that officially ended Generation 2. And so today our focus is shifting onto Elizabeth, who is going to be our Generation 3 heir, and working on starting to achieve those goals for her. She is a teenager and she has the live fast aspiration and is looking to get into some trouble. But before we get into gameplay, I wanted to just take a second and look at the rules for Gen 3. Since we are officially starting Gen 3 today, I thought we would read through the rules. That way we know exactly what we're going to be doing with Elizabeth. Rules to this challenge are linked down below if you want to go look at them and see for yourself what all they entail. So let's take a look at the rules for Generation 3. Sometimes life brings you a little bundle of joy in the shape of an accident. As soon as you age out of teenhood, which was a wild time of partying and homework being turned in late, you become a mixologist at the local bar. You are a clumsy sim who fears the sound of commitment but love having a good time. You enjoy dating new and exciting sims, but never commit to anything too serious. You love your job and you love that you don't have to show up for anyone. You don't have to show up for anyone, then you can't disappoint them. One morning, after a rough night of partying and a whole lot of bubble blowing and juice, you find yourself waking up not feeling right. You're tired, you're feeling ill, and food sounds absolutely revolting. You take the test, and sure enough, you're pregnant. After the initial wave of fear, you touch your belly and feel warmth at the idea of no longer being alone. While children were never the first thing on your mind, you also can't say you never considered having a few later in life. Turns out later is right now. But who is the parent? You realize then that there are 3 different possibilities, and you won't know until the baby is here. Will you confront them when you find out? Jump in with them and co-parent, or will you go it alone? It's up to you. All right, so for the goals for Generation 3 is to complete the serial romantic aspiration, complete the mixologist career, have the clumsy, non-committal, and outgoing trait, begin life alone in a dingy San Myshuno apartment, always have fun and a bright hair color, must complete the try for baby interaction with 3 different sims all in the same night. So we have to do some things with MC Command Center to set this up. To name our child after an alcoholic beverage, complete the dancing, mixology, and juice fizzing skill, have a hobby making juice, and you can have child support added for 500 simoleons once per week if we want. So Elizabeth is going to be a little bit of a partier. That's why we chose the live fast teenage aspiration for her. And if we come over here into our game, we can take a look at what that is. So live fast is these that sims aim to get the most out of life by living carefree and rules free. They get the reward trait dauntless. So dauntless sims always live life to the fullest, and the Grim Reaper has a soft spot for dauntless pleas during matters of life and death. Risky fun sure has its perks. So Elizabeth is on the first part of this aspiration. She wants to pull a prank 3 times, she wants to get in trouble, and she wants to sneak out to a party. Elizabeth is outgoing and she is also clumsy as per the rules for her, and we haven't really started a whole lot with any of her skills. She's got a little bit of dancing starting, but she's a teenager, so I feel like mixology and juice fizzing is maybe a little bit not there yet for her. So our focus is on her and Elizabeth, and I thought that since we have to have her change up her hair all the time, since we're starting with her, let's have her change her look and give her some new hair colors. We started out just doing the ends dyed for her, but I'm kind of thinking maybe it's time to go all out into a full color. So right now her outfit is green, so I think we'll stick with green for the time being, but I think we can change all of that up as we go and as we play with her. Okay, so I have changed up her hair a little bit. We went for all green this time, and we changed the hairstyle ever so slightly. So this is Elizabeth's new look as we are going into this next week of her as a teenager. It is Monday morning and Elizabeth is already having a bit of a moment. She's feeling tense for some bitterness about someone nearby. I'm not sure who she has the bitter sentiment with. Not William. Oh, it's Wren. She has a festering grudge towards Wren. Elizabeth has a deep-seated grudge against Wren. It's hard to forgive the past, which may make being around Wren feel very unpleasant for Elizabeth. And Wren is feeling hurt by Elizabeth. I think where this comes from is the fact that Wren was a teacher and she ended up being a professor at university. She spent her whole life educating people. She's raised children through foster care. And Elizabeth just doesn't care that much about school. And she doesn't really try all that hard. She's more interested in like her friends and hanging out and partying. And Wren has like a big problem with that. And so I think Wren gives Elizabeth a hard time about this. And I think Elizabeth just always felt a lot of pressure to be perfect and to do everything that her mom wanted her to do when she was younger. And so I think that that's part of where this festering grudge is coming from. And I think that's what's fueling her like rebellious nature and her desire just to kind of do whatever she wants to do and not worry about anything else. The other thing that we did is I did move Elizabeth's room upstairs here into what was Madeline's old room. She wants to sneak out, and so we needed to add in the window that opened so that you could sneak out, and that wasn't really working the way that I have the foundation on the ground level. So I put it up here in Madeline's own room, and I kind of added like a little balcony sort of a thing off the back so that she could like sneak out and climb down. So it's kind of like set up for her to be able to sneak out when the time comes. All right, we are going to go to school with Elizabeth. We're going to let William go by himself since our focus is really on her. We will do the last couple of things that William needs to do for his aspiration, but I really want to put my emphasis on Elizabeth. Okay, Elizabeth is at school. It wants her to study for exams, but let's be honest, she's not going to do that. She does want to prank something though. So we've got teachers up here doing stuff with the whiteboard. She also needs to skip class. So to get in trouble, she needs to get detention by getting caught skipping class. So she's not going to go to class at all. She's going to skip class. She's going to prank something. Maybe she'll skip class and like be pranking the bathroom or something like that. She is not doing any work at all in the computer lab right now. She's come in and she's going to play some video games instead of like getting ready for class. All right, class is starting, but like we are not going to send Elizabeth to class. She is going to skip class. We'll see if she gets herself a detention. We got to be careful though, because I don't want her to get like thrown out of school. So she has to like, you know, do a little bit, but she is going to skip class. And then I think we're going to have her come in and prank the toilet. Oh, wait, is this a pregnant teenager? No, okay. The principal is pregnant, apparently. So that's not something that a pregnant principal is going to want to deal with. I love how the pregnant principal is doing cheerleading. Okay. Elizabeth is very confidently walking into the bathroom to prank the toilet because she is feeling good about herself. She believes in me. So she has successfully now pranked the toilet. Is she gonna get caught skipping class though? That's the thing. So far, it doesn't look like she has. She's getting away with it. She managed to get through the first class without being caught, so she still has not gotten herself in trouble yet. Let's have her though come and like talk to another teenager because she does need like a friend to ask her to sneak out. She does have a friends group that are teenage friends, but none of them go to this school apparently. I should get the mod. Let's come and introduce her to Diana Tala. You can come do a friendly introduction to her. Oh, she does know Zafira. Zafira has like a thing for William, so she does know her. Let's just have her meet a bunch of people. She can meet Jalen Robles and Roby Rowan, and then how about Jude Hadid? We'll just like meet all of these people and then we'll see what she thinks about them, and then we can kind of like start interacting with them from there. All right, we have met 4 new students. So Jude Hadid, Elizabeth finds rude, and he finds her annoying. Okay, that's not a good start. Robbie Rowan, she thinks is rather charmless. They have good compatibility. She thinks he's stuck up and he thinks she's annoying. Oh my god, Elizabeth, you're not having much luck here. Jalen Robles, she also finds rather charmless. She thinks he's dramatic and Jalen finds Elizabeth immature. And then Diana is also rather charmless. She thinks that Diana's pretentious and Diana thinks Elizabeth is annoying. So Elizabeth is not having much luck with meeting people. How about Holden Delgado? What if we say hello to him? Will he like her? The funny thing is like her friendship with some of these people is like kind of high. Like it went up further than one would have expected. Let's see what she thinks of Holden Delgado. Oh dear, that doesn't look good. She also thinks he's rather charmless and weird, and he thinks that she is annoying. Elizabeth is not having an easy time, like, finding people to be friends with, apparently, at this school. So maybe it's gonna have to be Zafira. She thinks that Zafira is rather charmless, but they do have, like, a good compatibility, and she is kind of, like, getting to know William, so maybe that's a good person for Elizabeth to talk to a little bit and get to know a little bit more. Oh, but it is class time. We're gonna skip class again and see if she will get herself in trouble. Maybe she's gonna get some food. Why don't you do a fried chicken slider? She's a little bit hungry, so we'll have her just like hang out in the cafeteria and like get some food. Apparently there's a bunch of kids not going to class today. Maybe Elizabeth is kind of like the ringleader of all of this. Oh, they are gonna go to class now. But Elizabeth is just like not phased. She's like, nope, I'm just gonna sit here and eat my lunch and I don't care. I think the principal just went into the toilet that Elizabeth pranked. Oh, she did. The principal has gone in to the bathroom and this is the toilet that Elizabeth pranked. Oh, she didn't use it though. Apparently there's multiple pranked toilets. Is she gonna get caught now? The principal's in here. Oh yeah, uh-oh. She's gotten caught by the principal skipping class, and the principal is not happy. I think the principal also saw the pranked toilet as well, and is really not happy with her. And she's like, you have pranked the toilet, you've caused a lot of problems, you're skipping class, you have got detention. So I don't want to hear your excuses, Ms. Wims. You're not in class, so you're getting detention. Oh, and she has suspicious vibes from her. And Elizabeth is like, fine, you can put me in detention all you want, but like, I'm still gonna keep being me, and I'm gonna still keep doing what I'm doing. Okay, now Elizabeth does have to serve her after-school detention, and if she doesn't do this, she could get kicked out of school, and I really don't want her to actually get kicked out of school. I want her to, like, you know, at least finish high school. Okay, so Ari has a suspicious sentiment about Elizabeth. I think that Elizabeth's, like, goofing off and not doing what she was supposed to be doing has been kind of a problem. All right, after she goes to the bathroom, we'll have her come and serve her detention. And, oh, did Zafira get an after-school detention too? Because she's in here as well. And when Wren hears about this, it's not gonna go over well. She is not gonna be happy to hear that Elizabeth got a detention and that she's had to stay after school and serve that detention, that she hasn't gone to class, and her, you know, her grade performance is not looking great. She's a C student. She really doesn't try or put in much effort at all. Okay, she did serve her detention. Elizabeth seemed a little inattentive in class today. You think? She didn't go to class. You should make up her class skills are up before next week. She is like telling the story though to Zafira and was like, yeah, I skipped class, I pranked the toilet, and then the principal caught me, and I was trying really hard not to get caught, but I did, and now I've served detention, and I'm probably gonna get in trouble when I get home. And she's feeling embarrassed because she did get caught. Maybe Elizabeth should try to be more careful. Oh, and she's feeling weirded out from interacting with a weird sim. Probably because Holden came in and she thought that he was weird. And Elizabeth doesn't enjoy interacting with a barely known individual that spikes up her weirdo meter like this. Is this a rude and mean reaction? Absolutely. Can she help it? Nope. Elizabeth doesn't care. Okay, I think it's time for her to head home. She's gonna have to confront Wren about what happened, and Wren is not going to be any too pleased. All right, we just got back to the house and we got a message from the foster care network. So Wren was a foster parent, and that's how she ended up adopting Lily and Madeline. She hasn't really had any other foster children for a while because then she had William and Elizabeth as science babies, but I'm wondering if maybe it's time for her to potentially have another foster child. This one is a toddler. We might skip the toddler and look at just like a child that has a little less needs. Since Wren and Angela are older now, it might be better for them to have like a child instead. So we're gonna say not right now. Elizabeth is back home, and Wren is definitely going to confront her about getting detention. So she's come in and Wren is like, I heard you got detention. What is your problem? Why aren't you doing what you are supposed to be doing? And she's like, you've always put so much pressure on me to do well, and I just can't. Like, I really don't like you very much right now. Just feeling bitter over a few things that I'll get over eventually or not. Ooh, and we've had a new family dynamic pop up between them. So some Sims just can't seem to get along. With each new conversation and interaction having the potential to turn unpleasant, it's certainly looking that way between Elizabeth and Wren. So should Elizabeth and Wren have a difficult family dynamic? I think given how rebellious Elizabeth has been and how Wren has kind of been putting this pressure on her to do really well, I think we're going to say yes, that they do have a difficult family dynamic. And she is feeling really tense from this bitterness, and she's just like, why can't you just let me be who I want to be? I don't care about school that much. I want to do other things with my life. I know it was really important to you, but this isn't what I want my life to be like. And Wren is also feeling upset. She's like, how are we even family? She doesn't understand how this child of hers cannot have a lot of the same goals that she does. She's still upset. She's feeling hurt because Elizabeth has really kind of just been doing her own thing and not going along with the things that Wren wanted. So Elizabeth has kind of come into her room and she is chatting with her friends and telling them what happened about the detention and how her mom yelled at her and how she's just feeling really frustrated with everything right now. Interestingly enough, though, she's still feeling really confident in herself. Like, Elizabeth is kind of getting herself into trouble and not necessarily doing the things she's supposed to be doing, but she's doing it in a very confident way. I think she's feeling very confident in who she is as a person. And while, yes, it doesn't really go along with what her mom wants, she still is feeling confident about who she is. Penny just aged up into an elderly dog, so she is coming near the end of her life. And I also downloaded a mod that allows us to choose who Elizabeth's classmates are. So I did download that and selected her friends from her friends group to be her high school classmates. Unfortunately, it is career day, so we're going to be sending the high school students alone because I don't want to play through career day. I think that career day is a little bit lacking and it's not my favorite thing to actually play through. So yeah, we're gonna send them off to school alone so we don't have to endure career day. Okay, so we did say that we may consider having another foster child with Wren, and we did just get a call that said that there is a child in need of a foster family. And we're gonna say yes and let Wren go and check out this foster child and bring them home and give them a place to stay. Okay, the teacher announces some outdoor study time to get the kids out of the classroom for a while. Should William take his studying outside or just go hang outside with his friends until it's time to go back inside? So this is interesting because William is actually a really good student. He could graduate from high school early. We chose not to do that with him because the focus isn't on him. But he's also really outgoing and really social. So I think we're going to say he's going to play outside. After 30 minutes of laughing and having fun with friends, William feels totally refreshed and ready to get back to work. It's almost like his brain functions better when he's well-rounded. Wren is back with the new foster family member. This is Ty Harrington. So he kind of looks like he could use a bit of a makeover, actually. So maybe we should do that for him. And then we can get a room set up for him, too. But let's welcome him to his new foster family. Wren is going to be like, welcome to the family, Ty. I hope that your stay here is really good. Right, so we've given Ty a little bit of a makeover, and he did have glasses, so we kept the glasses for him. But this will be his everyday look, his formal wear, his athletic wear, sleepwear, party wear, swimwear, hot weather, and cold weather wear. And so Ty is the new foster child in Wren's family. I think this is also going to kind of further push things with Elizabeth as well, because now we've got this new child that's come into the family, and I think that Elizabeth is going to struggle with this and kind of have a hard time with it, especially since Wren has moved him into her old room. So Wren is going to talk to him a little bit. She's going to find out about him and how school has been for him, and if like he likes school or anything like that. She's feeling really good because she does have the wise trait, and she's got a new foster family member, so she's feeling pretty good right now. And Angela is also feeling really happy about this. You know, she had her own children as well, and so I think she's like very fully on board with bringing a new foster child into the household. Elizabeth and William are back home. Elizabeth is done with school. She's doing satisfactory work, but her teachers think she could improve with just a little more effort, which we know she is not necessarily interested in giving. So I thought that since we didn't go to school with them and Elizabeth would probably like to spend some time with her friends, I thought we could do a little friends group outing with her friends, her Liz's ladies. So let's find a good spot for them to go. She's into dancing, so maybe a place where there is dancing. There is a nightclub here in Breechester, but I think that she would want to kind of get away from the neighborhood that she lives in a little bit, and maybe they take a trip to San Myshuno. It's like a Tuesday night. We do know that she's gonna end up wanting to live in San Myshuno, and she's gonna like live in a not so great apartment around here. So maybe we can take her somewhere where she can do some dancing, she can hang out with her friends, like maybe they come over here to the Stargazer Lounge, which probably isn't the like most accommodating place for teenagers, but Elizabeth is just, she wants to get away from her mom, she wants to get away from this new kid that's shown up, and she just wants to go and have some fun with her friends and have that be it. So now that she's here, we are gonna start a gathering. I think I want to change up a couple of these activities though. They can still be friendly and funny and watch TV, but they're not going to play on playground equipment anymore. Instead, I think we should add dancing. So yeah, we'll have them want to dance together for now. And then later, once they're adults, we can have like them want to get drinks or something like that. But since they're still teenagers, they're not going to do that just yet. But this is where the bubble blower is. So maybe they come over and they sit and try the bubbles. They're here, they're hanging out. Elizabeth is really curious about this, so she is gotten some of her friends to come and give this a try with her. She's maybe not the best influence on her friends. Oh, she's a little inexperienced too with the bubbles. Oh, and she's feeling cloudy from using the bubble blower. What was that? Yeah, Elizabeth is feeling cloudy. She's feeling really happy from being with her friends and from the camaraderie of being with them. And they're gonna head over and they're gonna do some dancing to the music. Elizabeth still needs to like work on her dancing skill because that's what one of her goals. So she's getting started here with her friends at this club, and I kind of gotta wonder what this like mixologist thinks. All of these teenagers have just shown up. It's also like 5 p.m. as well as Agatha Crumplebottom. We have a Crumplebottom watching out for them. They've really kind of started like a whole like dance thing happening here at the lounge. All of these other people now are showing up and dancing with them. And Elizabeth is getting and chatting with Lily a little bit more. She's learned that Lily is an insider, so she may be a good person to know. And we have a werewolf crashing the party. Of course we do. Although no one seems to be fazed by the appearance of the werewolf. Elizabeth did reach level 2 of the dancing skill, so she is leveled that up, which is good because she does need to max this. The dancing skill is a minor skill, so it only goes up to level 5, but she'll also have to max mixology and juice making. Actually, what if we have, she can come and tend the bar. What if we have her come practice making drinks? Maybe she's like, she's seen this bartender here and she's kind of curious about mixology, so she's like kind of sneaking over when nobody's really paying attention to her. And she's starting to mix up some drinks herself, which as a teenager isn't the best thing because she's underage, but she doesn't really care. She's testing this out, testing out some drinks, giving it a try. She's not very good at it yet, but this is maybe where she's starting to like develop that interest and thinking, maybe this could be a career for me. I see this person over here, they get to hang out in a club and talk to people and listen to music. And so maybe this is the right path for me when the time comes. And my mom won't show up. I don't care if she doesn't think that this is like a valid career for me. This is what I'm interested in, and this is what I want to do. It is getting a bit late, and Elizabeth is tired, and she has some needs that need to be met. So I think we're gonna end the club gathering and have her head home. I don't think Wren will be any too pleased that she went out with her friends and didn't like do homework, but this is Elizabeth. This is the way this generation is going to go. Now, I think with Elizabeth now back and home for the night, we are going to wrap up this episode here for today. This is going to be a different play style for me. I usually like have my sim children like do their homework and go to school and do all the things that they're supposed to do. I'm very introverted in real life, and so I also tend to make my Sims be a little bit introverted as well. So having Elizabeth be a little bit more of like a partier, a little bit more of a social one is definitely going to push me more in my gameplay style. That's why I like doing these legacy challenges with different goals and things like that, because it really does push me to play with my Sims in ways that I might not naturally gravitate towards, and it's fun to do, and it's fun to expand and change up the way that we play the game. So let me know in the comments below what you are thinking about Elizabeth now as our Gen 3 heir. I think it will be exciting to kind of play through her and see how things go. Hopefully we can get like a friend to ask her to go out to a party, because we're kind of like contingent now with this aspiration of like having someone invite her out so she can sneak out of the house. So, but yeah, let me know what you think, and thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, please do like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!